Lord, you are.
Hello, this is Charles Zuta, and I'm your host of the Fountain of Life podcast. It's a real great privilege for me to share this podcast with you as a means of providing an opportunity for us to find answers to some of life's challenges that we face in everyday living. So the series of topics that we'll be addressing are relevant to both believers and non-believers alike, or Christians and non-Christians alike. And they are freely given to us by God in His Word. So it's a real privilege for me to share some of this with you. There are times where we all feel like we are overwhelmed with challenges as part of our daily experiences. And we sometimes come to places where we feel like, when am I ever going to catch a break? Or in spite of every success that you've achieved in life, you look back and you realize, well, life doesn't have any meaning anymore. Or situations arise in your circumstances and you realize, what is the point? Or where still you are struggling against all sort of issues and you can never catch a break. Wherever or whatever is your experience, you are not alone. That is a human condition. But the good news is that you need not be alone, because God has given us the tools that we need to deal with life's challenges and to do it well, if we do it His way. So join me in this podcast, and as we go through series of messages and various topics, we will try to find the tools that we need to help us to address life's sweet and bitter moments. Yes, sometimes sweet moments also come with problems. So join me and continue listening to this podcast as we do life together, looking at some of the topics that are relevant to our daily living as believers or even as unbelievers. You are just curious about this journey, and I encourage you to come along and let us share fellowship with God and with His Spirit. So in the fountain of life, that is God Himself, be able to draw waters of salvation and be able to drink from the depth of His abundance, even as we listen and we grow in our faith and we fellowship with God. So come along with me and let us share fellowship. And once again, thank you so much for downloading this podcast. And I believe that this won't be the only one you would like to listen to. There will be many more as we grow in our faith. And I believe that it's going to be a blessing to you and you find value in listening to this podcast. God richly bless you. And thank you so much for your time and for listening to this podcast. Amen.